This is Coach Jones, and we're going to start with lesson 1.1, talking about variables and expressions. So go ahead and take notes. Write this down as the title, lesson 1.1, variables and expressions. Okay, so we're going to start with vocabulary, and we have 4 vocabulary terms to learn. So the first one is the term expression, and it's a mathematical phrase that contains operations, numbers, and or variables. So here's 2 examples for you: p plus 7 and 3m minus 8. Those are 2 good examples of an expression: p plus 7 and 3m minus 8. Another example of an expression might be 6x minus 9. All 3 of those are expressions. The next vocabulary term is a term of an expression. That's just the individual parts of the expression that are added or subtracted. So an example of that would be, for example, would be p, just the number, or excuse me, just the variable p, or just the variable 7. For the second expression up here, the 2 terms are 3m, so 3m, and negative 8. That would be a negative 8 because it's subtracted. So those are the 2 terms of the expression: 3m and negative 8. So the first 2 vocabulary terms. The next 2 you should be familiar with. Variable is a symbol that represents an unknown number. Common variables that we see normally are x, y, z, a, and b.
We are working diligently on schedules. If you got a new schedule today.
So your last vocabulary term is the term constant, and that is a value that does not change. That's, for example, here would be 6, or negative 12, or 3. Any of those are constants. A constant is just a number, basically. So a term is normally made up of a variable and a constant. A term is made up of a variable and a constant. As you can see in the top right, 6x is a variable. It's a variable times a constant, times a number, and then your constant is negative 9. Okay, the next slide. The next slide has 4 examples. So pause it and watch and do the examples on your own right now. Okay, the first 2 examples are writing the algebraic expression in words. So for these examples, we are going from words to math and back. So we're going back and forth between writing things in words and then writing things in math. So number 1, it tells us to write the algebraic expression in words. So I'm going to write p minus 7 in words. Simply, that's p minus 7. Real easy. Second one, y plus 9. Make sure your spelling's right. Number 3 and 4. On 3 and 4, we are going to write the situation or scenario in mathematics terms. So the scenario is that Joey's car gets 23 miles per gallon of gasoline. Write an expression to model how many miles the motorcycle can travel with G gallons of gas. So simply, that's 23 times G, right? An example, which is not asked of you in the problem, but if you had 10 gallons of gas and you could drive 23 miles per gallon, you would do 23 times 10, because you have 10 gallons of gas, and that will be equal to 230 miles that you would drive on 10 gallons of gas. Number 4 says Billy has $150 and buys a t-shirt from the store. Write an expression to model how much money Billy has left after buying the t-shirt. So he has $150 and he buys a t-shirt. So that should not be added in. We shouldn't add in T, but we should subtract T. So we do 150 minus T. Say the t-shirt was $25. We would do 150 minus $25. So Billy would then have $125 left. So that's our examples for today. We're working with variables and expressions, and we'll be doing some examples in class together.